It's Beatrice. Hope all is well. It's been a little while since I made my last video, and so today's video is really in response to a tag that's been going around called My Makeup Story. And I think there have been a few of these that have gone around. I don't know exactly who started it on YouTube, but anyway, there are a series of questions that are part of this tag, and well, let's just get to it. The first question is, how old were you when you first started wearing makeup? Well, actually, I was in the 7th grade, which is junior high school here in the US for any of my international subscribers. I had gone to a small grade school, Catholic grade school for many years, grades 1 through 6. I don't remember wearing any makeup during that time. I grew up in a very large family with 5 children, and my poor mother had most of her children together. There's, 2 or 3 years between each of us, and so it was all about efficiencies and taking care of the kids in the easiest way possible. So my hair was also cut very short. Since I was in a big family, it was just easier. I don't remember feeling ugly, but I don't remember feeling pretty or attractive in grade school, though I did have special holidays and special occasions and remember feeling really wonderful back then. So it wasn't about makeup then anyway, but if I can really think back to when I first started wearing makeup, it definitely was in the 7th grade when I started junior high school. Definitely not in my grade school years. So how did I get into makeup? I would have to say, maybe this is a response that so many women give, but I was absolutely fascinated with Barbie when I was growing up. I loved Barbie's eyes and I loved her lips. My sisters and I grew up with Barbie dolls, even the talking Barbies. We made clothes for them, and so I just think that naturally we began to love fashion and beauty. So that's my earliest recollection. When I began to wear makeup in 7th grade, I have my older sister to thank for helping me apply makeup for the first time and really showing me the ropes. And I do remember wearing at least eyeliner and mascara and maybe a little bit of blush starting from 7th grade on. I think by the time I graduated from high school, I was wearing eyeshadow and maybe a little bit of lip tint. I remember Bonnie Bell and some of the other, like Maybelline drugstore makeup was primarily what I used. We certainly didn't have the money for high-end retail specialty makeups. Some of my favorite brands are, I love most all brands and I don't discriminate. Frankly, I get lots of recommendations right here on YouTube. It's been amazing. I use Bobbi Brown corrector and concealer. I use a drugstore makeup called, Revlon Skin Lights as my foundation. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times in previous videos. I use MAC brand blush. I think they make some of the best blushes available. They stay on. I love my Wet n Wild eyeshadow. It's very inexpensive, but it is amazingly highly pigmented, which is unusual for inexpensive makeup. It's really a bargain, less than $5 for a palette of 2 or 3 eyeshadows or more. I use an Urban Decay eye pencil, Maybelline mascara, and MAC lipstick. So, I think that I go with what I think is of great value, whether that means, and it typically means that I'm getting a lot for my money. So what does makeup mean to me? To me, makeup makes women look and feel their best. It certainly does me. When I get out of the bed in the morning, I feel like I'm a clean slate. I was born a blonde. I'm not necessarily a natural blonde now, but I was definitely born a blonde, so I guess that makes me a natural blonde. And so when I get up in the morning, my face is pretty plain. I don't have any mascara on. You can't really see my lashes. I look a little on the pale side because I think I'm fair. So I do think it helps women, certainly me, to look and feel their best. In turn, I think it naturally increases confidence and feelings of attractiveness. It's also fun to try different looks for different occasions. And so that's how it means to me. That's what it means to me. If you could only wear 4 products in your face, what would they be? I would pick concealer definitely right now at my age. I think concealer is fabulous. You can highlight and downplay certain imperfections on your face. I have dark circles under my eyes most mornings, so concealer is great for minimizing all of that, blanking that out. Blush, I think, is very important. I think it can really help your face go from being pretty plain to looking radiant. Eyeliner and mascara. Those are the 4 things. So concealer, blush, eyeliner, and mascara, which is frankly what I often wear to the gym first thing in the morning. I don't wear all my makeup, clearly, because I'm working out and sweating, but, I like to go in somewhat presentable. What's my favorite thing about makeup? I think my most favorite thing is seeing my look come alive, especially around my eyes. I'm also happy when I'm done and I'm able to get on with my day, but I do take the time necessary to apply my makeup. I think that, I have some rituals that I will not compromise on. And one of them is taking time with my look. And I think that many women need to make time for themselves. I've actually had a couple of women say to me, your routine takes up too much time. And I totally respect that. But I don't have any children. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm still working. I know I need to look my best. And so I take the time to take the absolute best care of myself. So what do I think about drugstore makeup versus high-end makeup? I think drugstore makeup should never be underestimated just because it's in a drugstore. I mean, there are fewer than 5 items that I use as part of my everyday look that I mentioned, many of them that I mentioned earlier. And many of the items that I use are drugstore items. I use Maybelline mascara. I use Maybelline brow shadow. I use my white Rimmel pencil that I use on my waterline that's popular right now to create the doe eye look. And so, and I also have backup black eye pencils from Rimmel and Maybelline as well that are great stand-ins for my Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencil. What is the one tip of advice you can give to a beginner? I would say begin by watching several outstanding makeup tutorials right here on YouTube. There are so many. If I had to pick one, I think my hands down favorite is Mischievous. And you've probably seen her. She is a Canadian woman who is living, I think, in Switzerland. I know she's living in Europe. I think her mother is Swiss. And she's bilingual. I think she's beautiful. Her tutorials are excellent. She uses a variety of makeup, including drugstore brands. They're very well done. She's extremely intelligent. She's quite knowledgeable about makeup, and I think she's the best on YouTube, in my opinion. Now, there are others, Pixie Woo and Wayne Goss Makeup, that are also outstanding. I would say the next thing when you're ready to make the leap into acquiring products and spending money and doing so is to strive to try before buying. I will say that most of the high-end makeup lines that are available in the better department stores, they hire people who know how to apply makeup. These aren't people who just came in off the street. These are people who have been educated in the application of makeup. So make an appointment with those people. Try different looks before shelling out good money. And if you go home with something that you later decide you don't like, most lines will offer to refund your money, especially if you haven't really dipped into the makeup. So, and most lines will offer pre-printed face papers, an outline of a face that they'll give to you, and at the end of your session showing the colors they applied and where. So I think the good news is drugstore makeup is generally returnable with a receipt, with very few questions asked. Better makeup lines, again, they may take makeup back should you develop, certainly if you develop an allergic reaction to it. And they might take it back if you decided you don't like the shade. Again, you need a receipt within a reasonable period of time, at least a week or under. getting down to the wire here. What is one makeup trend that you never understood? Bright colors as part of a special promotion, as part of a fad, and I think that whole color block thing is popular right now with lots of very bright colors. And I think if you're younger, that's great. For me, I can't see myself wearing bright blues and reds and yellows and things like that. I wear what looks good on me as far as my day and evening looks are concerned. Risky looks are fine if they make you happy and you'll use up the makeup, but I think that's one makeup trend that I never understood. And then finally, what do you think about the beauty community on YouTube? I think it's excellent. I have personally learned a great deal on YouTube by so many great people. Again, Mischievous, Pixie Woo, Wayne Goss Makeup, so many great people with sensible advice and excellent suggestions on how to make the most with what you have. So anyway, that's my makeup story. I hope that you found it useful. I welcome any feedback that you might have, and I would also like to hear from you about what your makeup story is as well. Until then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.